Viewers, the more Times Now digs for the truth, the more nothing seems to be adding up. A new WhatsApp chat accessed by Times Now, your channel, shows that someone, yes, someone very powerful has been working overtime to deliberately push the suicide theory onto all of us. We can say this because for the first time, we have been able to expose a serious anomaly on the day of death. Times Now has accessed fresh WhatsApp messages sent by Deepesh, closest associate of Sushant Singh Rajput, on June 14th at 10:51 a.m. Now, why is the time and the date so important, viewers? Because while Team Rhea claims that from 10:30 a.m. onwards, Deepesh, Siddharth Pithani, that is, and Keshav were anxiously knocking on Sushant's door because he was not answering. The message on your screen suggests that Deepesh was in fact texting Sushant's friend about a commercial deal. Now, viewers, think about it. Where's the logic? If you were so anxious or panicky about the welfare of your friend whose life you might think may be in mortal danger, would you also be trying to conclude a business deal on the other side involving the same friend? And that too, 8 days after the friend said that you must work towards concluding this deal. It just makes no sense, viewers. And I want you to just pay attention for a few seconds to these WhatsApp messages. Now, as I told you, June 14th is a very critical date. What we've been showing you over the last few days is that no one can actually, with any absolute certainty, say when Sushant Singh Rajput actually died. The postmortem doesn't mention the name of the day or the time of death. It's a very, very big, gaping loophole, viewers. Massive omission on part of those that have conducted the autopsy. Now, if you don't know when Sushant Singh Rajput died, i.e. on 14th of June or on the 13th of June, the late night of 13th of June, the early or late evening of 13th of June, the early morning of June 14th, the mid-morning of June 14th, then viewers, what are we talking about? How do we know it was even suicide? Now, what we can tell you is that Siddharth Pithani and the others who were there told us that, look, at 10:30 a.m., at 10:30 a.m., we were busy knocking on the door of Sushant Singh Rajput's home and his room, which was separated from the rest. Why? Because we thought he had done some harm to himself. He wasn't responding. So we were very, very worried. This is what Pithani told Times Now. Keshav said SSR wasn't answering door. I called Deepesh. Deepesh, according to another particular eyewitness, was standing right next to Siddharth Pithani. So who was he calling? It doesn't add up. But what the WhatsApp tells us, viewers, is that at 10:51 a.m., Deepesh is texting SSR, asked me to get in touch with you. He's doing this with another friend. Why not contact Zaveri on 9th June after the SSR-Zaveri conversation where SSR said that my man, Deepesh, will be calling you immediately? He didn't. He called Zaveri only at 10:51 a.m. when he was supposed to be banging on the doors trying to rescue Sushant Singh Rajput. So either viewers, Pithani is lying about when they were exactly banging on those doors, or Deepesh is lying. Somebody has to be lying. Who is lying? And how is it that the Mumbai Police, the great Scotland Yard of this country, could not find these WhatsApp messages that we have been able to access? What does this tell us? Now, before I bring in Dr. Subramanian Swamy, who will be visible on the screen, I want to go across to Tamal because it's been a very busy day once again at the DRDO office premises, complex, call it what you want, in Mumbai, where a round of questioning has been taking place. So let me bring you in, Tamal. Very quickly update us on what is happening. There's a lot of movement behind you. Give us a quick update. Tamal.
Mr. Pithani, आपको कहाँ लेके गया था Mr. Pithani?
We're trying to interview him.
आप investigation के साथ cooperate कर रहे हैं?
Ask him about the WhatsApp.
आपको कहाँ लेके
Ask him about the WhatsApp. Tamal, ask him about the WhatsApp. Ask him about the anomaly on the WhatsApp. Who's lying? Was he lying?
आप लोग को फिर से बुलाया है. आपको फिर से बुलाया है. आपको फिर से बुलाया है मिस्टर पिठानी. मिस्टर पिठानी आप लोग को फिर से बुलाया है.
जवाब दो.
मिस्टर पिठानी एक चीज बताइए, आपने लास्ट कब सुशांत सिंह राजपूत को देखा? दीपेश ने 10:51 को 10:51 जून 14 को उन्होंने मैसेज भेजा मिस्टर जवेरी को. इंक्वायर किया एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के बारे में. आपको मालूम था इसके बारे में कुछ? आपको मालूम था इसके बारे में कुछ?
Tamal chasing after Pithani. Pithani holds the key, Tamal. Pithani holds the key. This man, either he lied.
Siddharth, did you know that Deepesh had sent a text? Siddharth, did you know Deepesh?
तेरा पैर जाएगा. पैर जाएगा तेरा भाई. देखना तो अपना पैर जाएगा तो.
Siddharth, well, Rahul, we are trying to get a word, and of course they are maintaining absolute silence. We do apologize for the chaos out here, but it's absolutely chaotic. It's a very narrow lane, and there you see Deepesh, you see Siddharth Pithani, Keshav, Neeraj, all being taken out. They have been inside the DRDO guest house since morning, and Siddharth Pithani did not speak. We kept on asking him, did he know about Deepesh texting Mr. Jhaveri at around 10:51 on June 14, inquiring about a prospective endorsement contract at a time when they were trying to raise an alarm about Sushant Singh Rajput not responding to the knocks placed on the door of his room. So at this point in time, there are 7 unanswered questions, Rahul, and only the key players can come out with the truth. This WhatsApp chat, this WhatsApp screenshot has only opened the Pandora's box, given the fact that there has not been any clarity exactly at what time Sushant Singh Rajput breathed his last. There is ambiguity about that.
We need answers. We need answers. We need answers. Siddharth Pithani, he's obviously being shielded very, very effectively for the last 75 days, viewers. These chats were very easily available. The Mumbai Police, all it needed to do was to ask these individuals where they were on June 14th, what they were doing. Can you hand over the telephones and your phones? Just extract the cell phone data. They would have found this out. How is it that they didn't? Dr. Subramanian Swamy also joins the broadcast. Tamal is there with us. Great work, Tamal. You tried to confront Siddharth Pithani. Stay on with me. I want to bring in Dr. Subramanian Swamy. Dr. Subramanian Swamy, this is very big. June 14, mystery WhatsApp has been accessed. What does it tell you, sir?
Well, it says there's a big cover-up. Otherwise, that has been blown by this person stating that before 11 o'clock that he has passed away. And you have tracked it down. I think this is the great advantage of having media flashlights and focus. In such things, such details come out. And I think you deserve congratulations for it. let us understand that what we are engaged in is not whether Mr. Sushant has to be vindicated or not. In addition, India has to be vindicated because the drug mafia, which has been operating and generating funds for all kinds of nefarious activities, including financing of terrorists, and then the question of the whole cartel that has been functioning, robbing young people of their lives, their honor, their reputations. So this Sushant's thing will not only lead to vindication and justice for him, but it will also lead to justice for Bharat Mata. And what you are doing is bringing out these inconsistencies, which will destroy all the defense which is being put up by other channels, some other channels, I hardly name them. But this murder of Sushant has to be taken to its logical ends in all its multidimensional things. And the government is also, and through the Supreme Court, we have now got 3 major agencies which are working in different dimensions. And therefore, I think we are now, you can know that we are now very close to...
And Dr. Subramanian Swamy, let me tell you that Rhea Chakraborty, even as we speak, has once again reached the Santa Cruz police station. I can't understand why she keeps going to the police station. There was a BJP leader, Mr. Ram Kadam and others, who came out and said that she is going there actually to brief them about what is transpiring in the interrogation, because the Mumbai Police is trying to create this sort of, shield around her, and they need to know, and of course the others, the very important people that you have referred to, the big wigs, the real henchmen who could be behind this conspiracy, need to be protected. So they really want to know, perhaps this is what the BJP leaders are saying, whether they have actually been able to home in any of those individuals, and if so, how the Mumbai Police can therefore counter that. Do you think that's plausible?
Well, that may be their aim, but there's no way. The Bombay Police is already discredited. And because they didn't register an FIR, which is required under Section 154 of the CRPC, they have violated that. They have made a ridiculous claim without even having the basic facts that this was a suicide.
Yeah.
And so the cover-up that they did, they're already complicit. And I'm sure that as we proceed in this matter, once we get the main matter in the courts for prosecution, Bombay Police will be part of the conspiracy.
Okay,
and
part of the conspiracy. Big revelation by Dr. Subramanian Swamy. And then let me tell you, Dr. Subramanian Swamy, if he finds that this is not happening, might actually move himself to register a case. This man on your screens always walks the talk. Remember that, viewers. He is not going to let go if India's national interest is being, in fact, in any way compromised. Thank you, Dr. Swamy. Thank you very much for joining us. I just want to very quickly go across there. Another one of those who has been questioned is being confronted. Let's go straight across.
To give CVD oil. Was there any conversation between you and Rhea Chakraborty pertaining to drugs? Jaya Shah, what was the... Why were you called? Why were you called, Jaya Shah? Samuel, what happened? Come. Hemant, Ms. Saha, please tell us what really happened. You have been called by CBI. There has to be a reason behind it, Ms. Saha. Was there any conversation between you and Rhea Chakraborty, Ms. Saha? What was the conversation like, Ms. Saha? Ms. Saha, what is it you don't want to talk about? Ms. Saha, what is it you don't want to talk about? Ms. Saha, did you ask Rhea Chakraborty to take CBD oil?
This is the entire group on the left. Siddharth Pithani on the right. In fact, it's Siddharth Pithani on the left. Jaya Saha. All those individuals who featured on those WhatsApp of drug chats are there on your screens, viewers, being grilled and finishing right now after the Enforcement Directorate, as well as, of course, the CBI questioned them about their prospective, speculated role in this entire massive conspiracy involving Sushant Singh Rajput and his unnatural death, untimely death. Viewers, this is a big story. It's not going to go away. This is an extremely important and critical juncture. Times Now has exposed WhatsApp communications that suggest that there was something grievously wrong in the manner in which these individuals have been speaking, and very contradictory to Times Now and what the truth is actually of that particular day, June 14th, a critical day. Let me tell you, viewers, here are the WhatsApp chats. Let's pull them up. Let's and show our viewers. On the 9th of June 2020, Kushal Zaveri calls up Sushant Singh Rajput. Let's go back to the 9th of June 2020 WhatsApp. Very, very important. Kushal Zaveri reaches out to Sushant Singh Rajput. Bhai is trying to reach to you. Whose number should I give to them? This is Kushal Zaveri sending a message to Sushant Singh Rajput. Let's look at the next plate, the reply. Sushant says, Bhai, Deepesh is with me. And then Kushal Zaveri says, okay, Bhai, done. That he is going to be contacting Deepesh. Now, there is no contact, evidently, viewers. No contact. We jump straight to the 14th of June, 2020. And guess what happens? This is a chat from 10:51 a.m. Let's go to the next one. Deepesh, between Deepesh, that's the main conversation. There it is on your screens, 10:51 a.m., 14th of June. This is the precise time, viewers, when Deepesh, Siddharth Patani are supposed to have been banging down the door, trying to get inside Sushant Singh Rajput's bedroom. But guess what? Deepesh Sawant is talking to Kushal Zaveri. Hi, sir. SSR asked me to get in touch with you regarding the company. 5 days later, he remembers, and there is no communication after 10:51 a.m., 14th June, right up till 2:48 p.m. Bhai is safe? No. Kushal Zaveri to Deepesh Sawant. There's another message. Again, 2:48 p.m., 14th June. Please reply yes or no. Kushal Zaveri to Deepesh Sawant. Bhai, we are outside. Let me know if you need any help. 3:34 p.m., 14th June. Deepesh Sawant not responding at all, viewers. Not responding even for a second. Even though at the height of the crisis, he was doing messages about deals. What does this tell you, viewers? Let's open this up. Let's open it up. Not only has Team Rhea lied, caught lying, but also, murder can no longer be ruled out. It's the ultimate chat, the ultimate mystery. And viewers, the big question, did Mumbai Police suppress this conversation? If so, why? That's the fundamental question. And I want to ask that question today of Tanvi Pruthi. Tanvi Pruthi, you have been sitting here every day saying that we should not be asking questions of the Scotland Yard of India. What does this tell you? Big glaring omission, isn't it? Big glaring omission.
No, not at all, Rahul. I'm still waiting for the CBI to give its verdict. Who are you? Who am I to give these verdicts out? Let CBI finish the investigation.
We're only asking questions. We are the media, we can ask questions.
You're certainly asserting certain facts.
And since you're on this panel, you can answer. I've given you time to answer. I want to ask you, the Mumbai Police,
that's what I'm saying.
The Mumbai Police misled India on what Sushant Singh Rajput was Googling moments before his death. Remember, the Mumbai Police Chief Parambir Singh came out and held a press conference and said, viewers, that Sushant Singh Rajput was Googling painless death a few hours before he was found dead. It turns out
Rahul,
that he was searching for real estate in beautiful locales in the leading hill towns and leisure destinations of this country. A lie spoken then, a lie now repeated and exposed. What does this tell you, Tanvi Pruthi? How is it that these contradictions are apparent to us but not the Mumbai Police? 75 days. Yes, the CBI will get into it. The CBI is the one now that is investigating. 70 days at the very least wasted. You tell me, Tanvi Pruthi, any police force would have overlooked such glaring contradictions? I'm asking you a simple question. Yes, no. Yes, no.
I'm pretty sure that CBI will tell us if Mumbai Police was correct or not. I'm still waiting for that verdict
Rhea
to come.
Chakraborty has
I'm
been
not
summoned
going to
again
go-
tomorrow. Quite clearly, viewers, it's the 4th time that she will be appearing. 5th, actually. Well, 4 times she's already been questioned. 5th time she will be appearing before the Mumbai Police in as many days. 5 days. Obviously, there's a lot to ask. Dr. Sambit Patra, I know that the centre came under a lot of criticism for going along with the CBI investigation demand of the Bihar government. It seems now with every passing moment, there was definitely a need for a CBI probe. This seems to be above politics. Above politics. It's about justice.
See, I'll tell you as an ordinary man, leave aside that I'm a BJP spokesperson or a politician, but an ordinary man on the streets today wants to know what's going on in the Bollywood. It's not just about the alleged murder of Sushant Singh, it's also about a cartel of drug, a cartel or nexus of people who have been doing this since long. It's not that we are kids and we are not understanding things. From Divya Bharti till today, Jia Khan and others, I mean, there are a number of unanswered questions which people are waiting for. Let me tell you categorically, this is not just about one person called Sushant Singh Rajput. It is about the cartel and the nexus, number one, for which you all deserve a kudos, you all deserve congratulations for relentless, this exposure, the kind of media, I would say, awareness that you're creating. Number two, and very importantly, as a doctor and a scientist also here in the panel, they would understand that there's something called as a golden hour. If a patient suffers from a heart ailment or a heart attack, so he has to be taken to the hospital in the golden hour if you really want to save the patient. Similarly, in any crime scene, in any crime investigation, there's something called as a golden hour. Within that, that's the best period to collect evidences, best time period to see to it that the crime scene is not dressed up. 70 days. Very conveniently, the Mumbai Police, through its act of omissions and commissions, saw to it that the golden hour was lost. Where were the acts of omission? The acts of omission, time of death is not known.
Was it by deliberate design? That's the fundamental question, viewers. Was it by deliberate design? That's where we are at. Was it by deliberate design? Dr. Sambit Patra today is vindicated. He feels justified enough to ask the question. The pictures on your screen, viewers, that pink hoodie, the lady in that is Rhea Chakraborty. 9 hours she has been grilled by the agency, the CBI. Tomorrow she's going to be back. There are plethora of questions. We don't quite know if she's even being cooperative. There is talk of administering to her a polygraph test. Doctor, there she comes out. There she comes out. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, there she comes out. There is the woman in question. Suspect number one, accused number one, call her what you want. But this time, she can't say that this is a political witch hunt because she's the one who demanded a CBI inquiry. She has to put up with this, 9-hour grilling sessions day by day. Doctor.
Yeah, good evening, Rahul. I'm sure you've realized by now that what has been happening over the last 2 months is actually a giant jigsaw puzzle. It is. And it seemed, when you have thousands of these pieces, jigsaws, and they're all scattered, it seems almost impossible that you'll be able to put the whole thing together. But slowly, surely, with time, with a lot of efforts by people like you and the media, amid accusations of media trials, because, anything that is not suitable, to the people to the other side, they would say that this is actually, hounding. Slowly and surely, the jigsaws are coming together. And the 3 jigsaws that are the ones that are going to be crucial in putting together this whole puzzle are 1, the drugs angle, number 2, the vilification angle, and number 3, the Mumbai Police autopsy botch-up. These are 3 incontrovertible facts that have happened. Nobody can deny them. Let me go through them one by one. The drugs angle you have already shown, multiple times.
Yes.
It is irrefutable. Unless you say that these WhatsApp chats are doctored, which I don't believe it to be so, and you are saying that they are not.
No, not at all.
Number 2,
there is no question
the vilification angle is also incontrovertible. Yes. And the vilification angle is also incontrovertible, because in front of our eyes, twice in a month, the patient-doctor confidentiality has been broken, and that can only be because they wanted to vilify the victim. And number 3, which I maintain, and Dr. Patra is also there as a doctor, and Dr. Sumant Raman as well would agree with me, hopefully, the most damning one is that the time of death was left blank in the column. Now, if you have these 3 jigsaws and you're trying to solve the puzzle, I would say that is majority of your job already done. And for people who say, that right now who are saying, I think one of your esteemed panelists was saying, let the CBI do the investigation. With due respect, the same people were saying, let the Mumbai Police also do the investigation for about 70 days. Did that happen?
No, it didn't happen. And that's the reason why we're asking this question. Dr. Sumant Singh Raman, Mr. Srivastava, M.R. Venkatesh, listening very keenly to your answer, and I'm asking you a very specific question. Can you today rule out the possibility of murder? Number 1. Can you today say that the various botch-ups were not by design by the Mumbai Police? And number 3, if not, then what do you explain these omissions? How do you explain these omissions? Dr. Sumant Singh Raman, how do you explain them?
Rahul, before we start, I want to place on record my deep disgust with the fact that on a day when our GDP has contracted 23.9%, on a day when China has
Dr. Sumant Singh Raman, you don't have to be part of this debate if you find it so disgusting. You know, look, hang on. You don't need to be part of this debate if you find it so disgusting. Go read the morning newspapers, and I recommend the Times of India. Go read it. Go read it. Don't waste your time. Don't waste the nation's time. Don't waste the viewers' time. Don't waste my time. If you find it such a big imposition on your time, go.
I am placing it on record, Rahul.
Don't have to place anything on record except for your answer to the question that I'm asking you. When the debate is going to be on the economy, we'll ask you for your question on record, and I certainly won't be calling you, Dr. Sumant Singh Raman, for a debate on the economy, because you don't know GDP from, I'm quite sure.
I don't know GDP.
I'm sure you don't know GDP. No, one second. No, hang on. You probably don't know.
That our own
No, you probably don't. No, one second. Listen. Listen. One second. Dr. Sumant Singh Raman, jack of all trades, master of none. Let's not get into this. I'm asking you a question. You have the answer, give it to me. If you don't have the answer, don't waste your time.
Of course I have the answer.
Okay, so are these omissions by a police force that you have yourself described and others on this panel has described as an ace police force? Are they reeking of ineptitude or deliberate design?
Give them a clean sheet.
Tell me.
Why did the Supreme Court give them a
clean sheet? Tell me. No one has given anybody a clean sheet, sir. The Supreme Court said it was rather unfortunate. No, 1 second. There are 3 things. Come on, get your facts straight. There are 3 things what the Supreme Court has said. Stop hanging on to one little piece, the thin edge of the wedge here. The 3 things that were said by the Supreme Court. Very unfortunate conduct of the Mumbai Police for having blocked the lead investigator of the Patna Police. Number 1, thoroughly unrequired. Number 2, the Mumbai Police cannot call this an investigation. It only conducted an inquiry. It would have been desirable had it actually proceeded under a critical section of the CRPC.
We could not be sure.
1 second. It would have been ideal to address the larger questions of the conspiracy, which it did not do. And number 3, because it has become a pawn in the larger political game, this matter should be given to the CBI. These are not praises. This is not a rose that was pinned on the lapel of the Mumbai Police Commissioner. Nonetheless, I've answered your question, you answer mine. Is this a deliberate design? Was this an attempt to suppress? Simple question, sir, simple question. Tell me, simple question.
There was no attempt to suppress anything. Where was?
Okay, M.R. Venkatesh wants to come in. Dr. Patra wants to come in. Yes, okay. M.R. Venkatesh.
Rahul, even to suppress deliberately requires some competence. The way this Mumbai Police has gone about its act, it looks like a bumbling, inept, comical, clueless set of police, what in local parlance is called Pandu Havildar. Absolutely incompetent, absolutely clueless set of people. But having said that, I must say that the Mumbai police was definitely acting under the instructions of certain political forces. And unless that link is actually drawn out by the CBI, and I hope the CBI will actually nail it out, that the link between the underworld, drug lord, cricket, Bollywood, and the powers that be. This jigsaw puzzle, as Anand puts it brilliantly, the giant jigsaw puzzle will never get completed. And for this, my humble suggestion and prayer right from day one has been that the Mumbai Police Commissioner, Mr. Parambir Singh, has to be taken to custodial interrogation. Unless that is done by CBI.
Why? I'm asking you, Dr. Patra, this is a very important point. M.R. Venkatesh makes a very important point, and you need to now begin to very closely.
Rhea, just 10 seconds. Rhea, Sandeep Singh, your Fernandez, your Mirandas are all pawns. If you want to get at the king and the queen, at least you have to take the Mumbai Police Commissioner and Priyambake.
Where is Rhea Chakraborty? Where did she go after she was questioned by the CBI? Dr. Sambit Patra, she goes knocking on the doors of the Mumbai Police, Santa Cruz Police Station. Now, Ravi Srivastava, Dr. Patra is being asked a direct question and you need to respond. Grilled by CBI for 9 hours, shaken, Rhea goes running to whom? To whom? The Mumbai Police. Why? Why? Dr. Patra, what do you suspect here is going on? Your party has made a very clear allegation saying that the Mumbai Police is receiving debriefings from Rhea Chakraborty because they actually want to find out who are the big names that the CBI is on to. Do you stick by that accusation?
See, Rahul, let me tell you, I disagree with the fact that the Mumbai Police, quote unquote, is just a Pandu Havaldar and it is immature, it distributes toffees and it understands not anything. I don't agree with this.
Well, I'm very happy that you have condemned that, because I can tell you that your opponent in Delhi, Mr. Kejriwal, once called the Delhi police officials thullas. So I'm glad at least, sir, you have the class to come in and say that I'm not going to call them Pandu Havaldars or what have you. So, well, thank you for keeping the level of the debate
I'll tell you what
up
they
there.
Are.
Thank you very much. Yes.
No, but MR was right in most of the things, excepting the fact when he said that probably the Mumbai Police was immature. Actually, the incompetence of Mumbai Police is calculated. I mean, it is a designed incompetence. It's not that Mumbai Police is incompetent by its DNA. No. When you talk about Scotland Yard, of course, Mumbai Police is a competent police, but the irony is, under a design, its incompetence was put into force. Why? They tried their best. Just any Tom, Dick or Harry will tell you that when an autopsy is performed, no person should be inside the autopsy room, lest you, in fact, change the autopsy report. But we had someone inside the autopsy room as exposed by your channels, not for 1 or 2 minutes, but as you said, for 45 minutes. Why?
Which law prohibits that?
Anyone, leave aside any doctor.
Which law prohibits that?
No.
Ask the good doctor on the panel.
Dr. Patra to produce,
which law prohibits that?
Says no other person should be allowed inside a postmortem
Sir,
room?
common sense is so uncommon.
First of all, that was
So
speculation.
no, I mean, you don't know this, sir? That no one is allowed inside a postmortem room?
Sir.
An autopsy is something which you cannot go and witness. Near and dear ones cannot go and witness an autopsy. And you are asking me a question which law prohibits an autopsy. I mean, you are asking a question which need not even merit an answer, number one. Number two,
it may not merit an answer
which
because you
law
don't have
allows
one.
the fact that the time of death need not... Just a second. Dr. Suman Siraman, I firmly believe that you are not part of a cartel. The cartel that we are talking about. I don't see any reason as to why, under hatred for Mr. Modi or for the Bharatiya Janata Party, you should bring your level to this. I mean,
where is the BJP?
Okay, 1 second. Ram Kadam, senior leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party from Maharashtra, joins this debate very quickly. Mr. Ram Kadam, I want to ask you a couple of questions. This is Rahul Shivshankar. You're speaking to Times Now. Rhea Chakraborty has landed up at the Santa Cruz police station before she went home after she was grilled by the CBI. Why do you believe this is the case? Ram Kadam ji. Yes. ये रिया चक्रवर्ती सेंटा क्रूज पुलिस स्टेशन चली गई सीबीआई के इंटेरोगेशन सेशन के बाद आपने कुछ दिन पहले कहा था कि ये सिग्नल करता है कि एक मिली भगत है।
राहुल शिवशंकर जी, आप बहुत देश के वरिष्ठ जाने माने पत्रकार हो, बड़ी विनम्रता के साथ ये कह दूं कि गत हमने 2 महीनों के अंतराल में ये देखा है महाराष्ट्र सरकार किस प्रकार से ये सुशांत सिंह राजपूत के मामले में लीपापोती कर रही थी, महाराष्ट्र सरकार का रवैया किस प्रकार का था। मैं उन शब्दों का प्रयोग नहीं करना चाहता हूं, पर दुर्भाग्य से करना पड़ता है कि रिया चक्रवर्ती की जैसे मान करके चलो कि महाराष्ट्र सरकार उनकी वकील है या दलाल है या प्रवक्ता के रूप में महाराष्ट्र सरकार ने काम करने का प्रयास किया, तो महाराष्ट्र सरकार शक के घेरे में है कि पुलिस के पास बार बार क्यों जा रही है। पहली बार तो गई थी पुलिस का संरक्षण मांगने, वो बहाना था या पुलिस के द्वारा महाराष्ट्र के सरकार के पास पूरा जांच का ब्यौरा सौंपना ये उसकी मंशा थी। यह बात पूरे देश और दुनिया के सुशांत के चाहने वालों लोगों के मन की भावना है। दूसरी सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बात यह आती है कि हमने देखा है कि गत 2 महीनों के अंतराल में जब महाराष्ट्र सरकार के पास 65 दिन ये जांच का मामला था, आज 79 दिन बीत चुके हैं, उन 65 दिनों के अंतराल में महाराष्ट्र की सरकार ने कुछ बड़े नेताओं को, ड्रग माफिया को और कुछ बॉलीवुड के लोगों को बचाने का, छुपाने का प्रयास किया था। राहुल जी, आप स्वयं जानते हैं और टाइम्स नाउ ने इसमें बहुत स्वयं खोज की है, मैं उसका स्वागत करता हूं, उसको अभिनंदन करता हूं उसका। तो इस बात को हमें स्वीकार करना होगा राहुल जी, कहीं ना कहीं रिया चक्रवर्ती ने जब जब कुछ भी कहा तो संजय राउत शिवसेना के नेता क्यों सामने आए? क्या उनका रिया का संबंध है?
पॉलिटिकल नेक्सस, राम कादम जी सेइंग political nexus, setting, call it what you want to. Thank you. Thank you, Ram Kadamji. Thank you very much for speaking to Times Now. Mr. Srivastava, Ravi Srivastava, please go ahead. Respond to this very direct charge made against the authorities in Mumbai. Why is it that the state government and the organ of the state, in this case, the police, is meeting Rhea Chakraborty? Why should this be the case? Why are they getting a debriefing? Why are they interested in what the CBI is asking her? This is very unusual. Very unusual. No. They have no locus standi. Tell me, sir.
No such charge sticks on either Maharashtra government.
How? There's visual evidence.
Let it be.
Some people will, what do you mean let it be? Some people will call it collusion and you say let it be.
If CBI wants, they can prosecute. If they have guts, let them prosecute. Who stops them? And let me tell you, the FIR filed by
Sir, investigations are not done on the back of guts. They are done on the back of due process. Have you forgotten that?
Raju Shivshankar, I am asking 30 seconds only, not more than that.
Take 40.
FIR filed by Mr. K.K. Singh has proved to be a farce. And the affidavit they have given the Supreme Court, they did not know about the health, mental health of Sushant Singh Rajput, has proved false. He has given an affidavit in the Supreme Court that they did not know the condition of Sushant Singh Rajput.
How do you know this?
It is coming on record.
How do you know this? No, where are you? Where are you basing all of this on? What are you basing all of this on, sir? What are you basing all of this on?
I am basing on Satish Mane Shinde, the advocate of Rhea Chakraborty.
What advocate of Rhea Chakraborty? Do you know that she's accused number 1? What do you think she's going to say? No, what do you think the advocate is going to say, sir? This is bizarre.
Oh, you can say, he says, your channel is bizarre.
Sir, am I the advocate for Rhea Chakraborty? No.
Why should you not say it?
I am not.
Trust everybody.
We are conducting a very, very meticulous examination of the claims that have been made by individuals. We take no one's claims at face value. We didn't even take Vikas Singh's claims on face value, sir. We went in there, we investigated. We investigated everything. We looked at it very closely.
Your investigation does not prove anything.
I'm not saying it should. We are only suggesting, sir, that there are anomalies. It is for the world to figure out what they can make of those anomalies. We are presenting them. I mean, if the police was so above it all, why is it that the post-mortem report doesn't have the time of death, which is the most basic premise from which you begin any investigation? Why were they only conducting an inquiry?
You said that to the
Doctor, yes.
You will give a reply on that. Why you are raking up again and again?
Because it's a fact, sir. You will rake up the most inconvenient fact, or will you bury it?
Can you really hang someone on this charge?
No, will you bury it? Will you bury it?
I'm not burying it. It is in the public domain.
So why don't you want us to focus on it? There is yet another anomaly today, sir. There is yet another anomaly. People who are supposed to have been banging down the door to try and rescue Sushant Singh Rajput are making telephone calls and striking business deals. This is bizarre. At the very appointed moment. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, what do you make of this? Now look, we are going around in circles here.
Ordinary SMS. You don't want to listen to it. Ordinary SMS.
Rhea Chakraborty is there at Santa Cruz police station.
Who cares? You find out, establish a charge.
Rhea Chakraborty wants Times Now gagged. That's what she's saying. Stop media from entering my complex. When the media and her friends were tripping all over themselves to enter a crime scene, she had no care. Look at the double standards here. Dr. Anand Ranganathan.
Well, your channel has been maligning her all through for last 2 months.
No, absolutely.
You continue to do it.
What has she got to hide?
No.
Give us
Mr.
an interview.
Srivastava, please.
Give Times Now. Give Times Now an honest interview.
She's telling everything to
Speak to me. Speak to me. Speak to me.
That's true.
Viewers, the offer came from Rhea's side.
More defensive than Rhea even.
No, 1 second. They came with conditions, strings attached.
Why are you worried?
Let X not interview, let not Y interview. We want a X
No, I'm
person
not
to
worried,
interview
but
us,
look at
B
you.
person to interview us. We cannot subject ourselves to X person or Y person. Why? Why so many conditions? Come on, Times Now. Come on, Times Now. Let's have it out. We'll have a straight question and answer session. Rhea Chakraborty, no problems. Mr. Shovik Chakraborty, no problems.
Stop it. Her choice.
No, what? Why are you getting all excited, sir?
I'm not excited.
Why is she running away from us? Yes, Dr. Anand Ranganathan. Dr. Anand Ranganathan. Those are the pictures. They tell you a story. What is the story they tell you?
No, Mr. Srivastava, please. Just a very quick couple of points, Rahul. Number one, I am astonished by the logic of my fellow panelists, who, even though rightly has stated that the Supreme Court has not indicted the Mumbai Police, prima facie it has actually let it off. But the fact remains that the court can only adjudicate on the material evidence which is placed before it. Now I ask any sensible person, if the Supreme Court had placed before it the evidence where one of the evidence said that the time of death has been left blank, what do you think the honorable judge would have said? Would he have praised the Mumbai Police? So please, when people come on these debates, let them please think of the counter logic and counter argument before they profess their own argument. And number two, as far as Mr. Srivastava is concerned, now Mr. Srivastava, now please don't interrupt me. This is now Mr. Srivastava, please.
Why are we jumping, sir?
Mr.
CBI will handle it.
This is now the new mantra, Rahul. Why are we jumping? Let the law take it over.
Gentlemen, as you square off, let me bring in Tamal Saha. Why is Rhea Chakraborty at the Santa Cruz police station wanting a gag on Times Now? What have we done to you, Rhea Chakraborty, except ask some questions that obviously you find very inconvenient? Yes, our fault is that we did not give in to your preconditions. Hang us. Hang us.
No, I'm not aware.
No, hang us.
You gave to her. And
hang us. We did not agree to your preconditions. We did not. Listen, no one is bothered about you. Ravi Srivastava, calm down.
Don't bother about me.
No one is bothered about you, sir, in all of this. Calm down. Calm down. I'm addressing Rhea Chakraborty, not Ravi Srivastava. Ravi Srivastava, of course, is standing out there as if, it's his house that is on fire. No, sir, it's not. It's watered, down your back. Relax. Calm down. I'm taking a short break, viewers. We are right back. We're not going anywhere. View, it's all happening this late evening in Mumbai, just moments after Rhea Chakraborty ended her long marathon 9-hour interrogation with the CBI. She's being summoned again, but before she went home, Tamal spotted her at the Santa Cruz police station. There you can see her wearing a pink hoodie, going really into disguise into that police station, but Tamal has managed to track her down. He is now on his way to her residence. This is a massive scoop. This is a Times Now exclusive. Tamal, what is she doing at the Santa Cruz police station? This is not the first time. Does she debrief the police about the questions that she is being asked? Why so much interest from the Mumbai police in what Rhea is doing with the CBI? The Mumbai police has no locus standi. What's going on? What's going on? This is very serious.
Well, Rahul, this is the second time Rhea Chakraborty had gone to the Santa Cruz police station. Now, she maintains that she is going there to complain against media so that she can be given a free passage to enter inside her house, or when she leaves, she is allowed to leave and media doesn't hound her. But then it's becoming very curious, a case, as BJP is also alleging that every time after her interrogation session gets over, why is she going to Santa Cruz police station over and over again? And BJP is alleging that she is possibly trying to brief Mumbai police and keep them in loop. As you rightly mentioned, Rahul, that that Mumbai police does not have any locus standi in this case anymore.
Zero locus standi. So what's going on here? Is this evidence of the nexus that everyone is suspected in this case? We don't know, viewers, but she's been caught out. Tamal, great work. You tracked her down. You found her out. Brilliant.